Thank you, everyone, so much for joining us and watching our video kind of talk through of our early renewal troop toolkit. This presentation is going to be very much kind of a page-by-page read-through of our toolkit. But I want to say, even if you do watch this video, it is going to be helpful to you if you read the print version or the digital version as well. It does have some additional resources that won't be covered in this presentation, things like email templates that you can send to your troop as well. So just go ahead and check it out, even if you watch this. But if you do watch, thank you for continuing with us. We'll go ahead and get started. To start, my name is Maya Denning. If we haven't met, I'm the regional executive for the Southeast region. So one of six regional leaders here at GS Mid-TN. All right. So Early Bird Renewal is a national movement. It's through GSUSA, but each council has its own kind of incentive program. And so the benefits are vast. The benefits for renewal include the girls, the troop, the volunteers, the leaders, and even the service unit. So we just want to make it as easy as possible for you guys to get your troop started for the new year, well before the new year actually starts, and make sure, nobody gets kicked off the system, everybody's membership is good to go, and we can kind of avoid the craziness of that fall recruitment season, because it does get pretty hectic. So what do Girl Scouts get when they renew early? One less headache. It is so helpful often for leaders to have this conversation now rather than trying to catch people over the summer or even in the fall once school starts back, and just get a head count to say who is or isn't coming back, so you can kind of plan your year. In addition, of course, everybody always wants to know we are doing the discount on the membership registration fee as part of Early Bird. So the national membership fees are going up this year. If you haven't heard, that's going to be $65 for girls this year and $30 for adults. Those fees go directly to GSUSA. GS Mid-TN doesn't keep any of that money. A lot of councils do charge additional membership fees on top that they keep, but all of ours goes straight to GSUSA. But we do want to incentivize early renewal, and so part of that is that if you renew by April 30th, you'll get $20 off your fee, so that'll be $45 per girl and $10 per adult. And then through May 27th, you get $10 off, so it'll be $55 per girl and $20 per adult, and that is GS Mid-TN subsidizing money to GSUSA for those memberships, because we want our people to come back, and we want for the girls to continue with the program and the movement. Troop leaders, of course, like I said, just kind of get that time back when recruitment season is so heavy. If you are looking for new girls at that time, renewal might be the last thing on your mind. And so we just want our leaders to have those conversations early, allow them to kind of plan where things are going to go in the next year so that they feel confident and prepared to start the new year. We also, through GS Mid-TN, will continue to subsidize 2 leaders per troop. Now, there is a caveat to that. If you are a large troop and you require more than 2 adults in order to keep with safety ratios, we will subsidize the number of adults required for safety ratios. So I believe those subsidy codes have been emailed. If you have any questions about that, you can reach out to volunteer resources at gsmidtn.org with any questions, and we'll be happy to kind of get that straightened out for you. If you are a troop with a lot of co-leaders, but they aren't all necessarily required for safety ratios, then you will need to have a discussion within the troop about who's going to use the subsidies, and then who's going to renew in the typical way, and pay the $20 off or the $10 off. One interesting thing about renewal is that actually anybody who registers, even for the first time, during the early renewal period can take advantage of those discounts. So if you have new girls or new adults who are registering during the early renewal period, they will also get the $20 off and or the $10 off. So something to keep in mind if you have new adults who want to join. Of course, we do also have extended year membership for new girls, which is also something to consider, but that is a separate topic we won't get to in the weeds on that one today. So in addition to our subsidy and the lack of a headache and just the breath of air that our troop leaders get, volunteers who renew early are also entered in a drawing for a couple of opportunities. We have 5 opportunities for free passes to the Fall Volunteer Conference. Typically that happens in early November. We just had our very first one last year, and it was a wonderful success. I think a lot of people saw a lot of value in it, and so now you get to experience that for free. And then we have 3 drawing opportunities for Adult Adventure Weekend free passes. So in addition to saving money, you might get to do something extra fun. Troops as a whole also have some fun incentives. So troops that renew at 100% by April 8th will receive an extra 2% in fall product proceeds. Troops that renew in the month of April will receive $20 in program credit per troop. That can be applied to any council-sponsored program or captivity. And a note on that one, it is per troop, not per girl. That was a question that came up a lot last year, so I just want to clarify that. In the month of May, troops who renew during the month of May at 100% will receive $10 in program credit per troop. And then troops that renew at 80% during the whole renewal season will be entered to win a troop opportunity. So each week, the troops that reach 80% will be given a new entry. So if you register at 80% in the very first week, you can have up to 8 entries for these troop opportunities, which is pretty good odds. And here are those troop opportunities. We have Build-A-Bear parties. As you all probably are aware, we are a qualified Build-A-Bear location, so you can bring your girls in for a party and get a stuffed animal. We have 2 opportunities for that. We have a $100 gift card to the cabin, cookie booth bundles, cookie rally kits, troop banners, cabin rentals, and free registration to a higher cost partner program. So there's some really amazing things that you can win through this program if you are renewed at 80% on that first week. So I highly recommend having the conversation now with your troop so that you can make sure you don't miss out on any of those entries. And then service units. Service units that reach at least 75% girl renewal will be entered to win a complimentary use of the Sycamore Hills multi-purpose building or Josephine's Lodge at Camp Holloway at their camporee. And 2 service units will be able to win that. So that's a big one. 75% is a big number, but it's with service unit support that renewal in general happens. And so we want to thank our service units by giving them the chance to have one of these awesome locations for their camporee. And then this chart is just a concise breakdown of everything we've kind of gone over with the girl, troop, and service unit incentives, and of course with the fall product proceeds up there in purple. If you want something kind of concise that you can share with your troop, this image is in that troop toolkit, and you can share that as you please. This chart is the volunteer to Girl Scout safety ratio. So like I mentioned, each troop will by default get 2 subsidy codes for their leaders. That covers 100% of the membership fee. But as you can see, with a certain number of girls comes a requirement for a certain number of leaders, and that is for safety reasons. And so we do want to help subsidize those leaders as well. If you have a large troop, you need more adults, and we want to help offset some of that cost. If you get your subsidy email and something seems not quite right, feel free to reach out to volunteer resources at gsmidtn.org, and we'll be happy to help you through that, help either explain or get it fixed, whichever the case may be. Okay, so there are two options for payment when it comes to renewal. Troops can pay for the girls' renewals out of troop funds. The leader can do that through MyGS. It's a simple process, and we'll go over those steps a little bit later in the presentation. And then option 2 is going to be for the caregivers to take care of that renewal. That'll be a discussion that you'll just need to have with your troop and make it really clear with your troop parents about which one you're going to go for, so that we don't have double registrations and we don't have people waiting on the leader if it's going to be on the caregivers, etc. So just make sure that you have that discussion and you communicate really clearly. And then, of course, we do have our financial assistance. We'll continue through this year. Girl Scouts who may need financial assistance will be renewed by their own caregiver. And then the process for that is just when it asks for payment, they will just select financial assistance. It's no questions asked, and they will be renewed that way. However, caregivers and co-leaders can also request the financial assistance by emailing volunteer resources, and we will get that applied on our end. So, this is going to be the process for our troop leaders. You can renew everyone in your troop at the same time, with the caveat of you can only use one subsidy code per transaction. So one leader will need to go in and renew all the girls and themselves, and then the second leader or the third leader, however many subsidy codes you have, each additional one will need to be its own transaction. Like I said, we can't stack the subsidy codes, so one leader and all the girls, and then each leader after that. So, whichever leader is going to be renewing the girls, you will just go into your MyGS, and under your troop, you can see this ELF troop 39999. You should have this Renew Now button after the day flips onto April 1st, and it opens up. When selected, it'll automatically renew all applicable memberships and participations in the troop. And then it'll take you to your cart. If you have a large troop, you might get this processing renewal screen. That just means it's kind of clicking through the girls and making sure that everything is lined up. Totally normal. Don't freak out. I think I skipped one. There we go. Okay. It'll take you to your Review Your Cart page. So you can use these drop-down boxes to view information on each girl. You can remove a member if a girl is not going to be returning. You can remove her from the cart so that she's not paid for with the troop card. And then you can add your leader subsidy code here under coupon code. And you can also donate to Gift to Girls here. Once you've done all of that, you will need to agree to the Girl Scout Promise and Law, and then you can add your payment details and move on to the next screen. Once you've added your payment details and you've submitted, you'll get a confirmation screen will pop up on your computer, and you also get a confirmation email. You can view a detailed receipt to keep for your records, and then you're renewed. we'll keep track of who renews when for those drawings and things, so you don't have to worry about that. Once you're in, and we will let you know more about the drawings and any rewards that you, as volunteers or troops or girls, have accomplished. These are just some helpful reminders. So like I said, only one leader subsidy code can be used at checkout, so only one leader can check out the troop. Financial assistance is always available. Any Girl Scout who donates $10 or more to Gift to Girls will receive the Gift to Girls patch, which was shown earlier in the presentation. It's very cute. The steps above are best completed in one sitting. They're also best completed on a computer versus a phone. If you have any issues at all with renewal, please reach out ASAP to Volunteer Resources, and our customer care team will be on it. We'll make sure that you don't miss out on any opportunities because of technical difficulties or anything like that. I know it's still a relatively new system for us here at MidTN, so we want to make sure that it goes as smoothly as possible for you guys. And then new Girl Scouts must be registered by a parent or caregiver using the troop's MyGS link no later than March 31st to qualify for early bird discounts. Leaders are not able to complete first-time registrations. So if you have a new girl, even if she's taking advantage of the early renewal window, she will still need to be registered by her parent or guardian so that the household can be set up correctly in MyGS, etc. But once she's in there, then you'll be able to renew her next year. And that is the quick and dirty volunteer toolkit for early renewal. Like I said, definitely check out the print or online digital version of the toolkit for a little bit more information, some more resources. And then keep an eye out. We will be having a live demo of the renewal process with clicking all the buttons and everything like that. So if you're more of a visual kind of process learner, then we'll have that. We're also going to have a live Q&A. So any questions you have, you can either email to us and we'll answer that way, or you can join our live Q&A and we'll get it taken care of there. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that the toolkit is helpful for you guys, and I look forward to a happy renewal season.